Hey guys, Piker here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. In today's episode, what we're going to attempt to do is get into orbit around the moon. I don't want to land on the moon yet because I have a feeling I don't have enough parts to set up the staging correctly to safely get on the moon and to safely get back. What we're going to do today is we're going to basically just orbit the moon real quick. We're going to try to get as many EVA reports as we can over the surface of the moon and get as much science up there as we can because we still don't have batteries or solar panels. And so hopefully this mission will actually help us out a whole bunch whenever we actually get to orbit around the moon. That's the goal for today, is we are going to attempt to get into orbit around the moon and get a lot of science and then come back to Kerbin and land safely. What else was I going to say? I mean, I don't even have parts to set up staging on these rockets correctly yet, so I mean, like, to get there, I mean, I just built this rocket, so we're going to see whether or not it actually will work to get us to the moon. I kind of, since our last episode, we were kind of top-heavy, so I kind of built it a little bit smaller, so we may or may not get into orbit around the moon. I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out. So I will see you guys on the launch pad. Alright, guys, we're on the launch pad, and it's nighttime. So we're going to fast forward real quick to get into the daylight, because it makes everything a lot easier to see. Oh, there we go. Yay, we can see light. Hopefully the physics didn't break anything on this rocket. Woohoo! Because I've had that happen. So we are going to turn on our SAS, throttle up, even though the big rocket boosters or the big SRBs are going to actually be our main thrust until we get into the upper atmosphere anyways. Do I even have reaction wheels? I might have reaction wheels and I might not have even put them on this. And if I did, or if I do, I'm stupid. So let's launch in 3, 2, 1, go. Kind of a little nervous about how not having any struts for the outside engines, because I'm afraid that if I throttle them up too quickly that they'll just break right off. So we might actually throttle down to a third and then turn them on just to play it safe, because I don't know if I trust turning them on full blast like right away, because the only thing that's holding those rockets on is the decouplers. So I don't know. Jebediah is obviously our main guy for this mission, and yeah. So let's see. Let's get rid of those. Oh, maybe not. Throttle up all the way. Disconnect those. So for the Kethane series, I kind of am at a loss right now. I've been trying to design fuel tankers that I can land on the surface of the moon and connect to each other, but I'm having difficulties in figuring out how I'm going to actually do that. I might end up having to put wheels and legs on them. But I'm just having such a hard time even in trying to design fuel tankers. So what I'm probably going to do for the next Kethane episode is I'm going to build a fuel tanker. Basically it's going to be like an X-Tug. In other words, it's going to only stay in space though, and we're going to use it to tug personnel and fuel tankers from Kerbin back to the moon, back and forth, back and forth. So, we'll have something that we can, as like a taxi system almost to get from Kerbin to the moon. Because we're going to have to take a couple fuel tankers up there. We're going to have to take module pieces for the mining equipment, module pieces for the power equipment. So it'll be interesting to say the least. I have to say. I have a feeling that it's going to be pretty interesting to build that stuff. So I'm just having a really hard time on designing things like that'll work. So just bear with me on the Kethane series. I'm just in a rut right now and trying to figure out how to design things. And I was talking and not paying attention to my orbit. So we are going to tilt as far over as we can and use this last little bit of fuel to get as much horizontal velocity as we possibly can. Hopefully it'll be a lot. Oh, get rid of those. That always looks so cool. Oh, I'm so nerdy about those kind of things. So picturesque. So yeah, I also made a trailer for my channel, which I actually thought it came out pretty well. I mean, it's all Kerbal Space Program related because that's pretty much the only games I play right now. But I did pick up another game that I'm thinking about making a Let's Play for. I haven't decided which one yet, though. I have two games that I have in mind that I want to use for a Let's Play, but I haven't decided which one I want to do first. I just bought one today. Um, and it looks really fun, but I'm not sure if my computer can. I need to buy a new computer. I need a new tower. There's just nothing. I either need a new tower or I need more RAM. I haven't decided yet. But my computer's pretty good to run a lot of this stuff, but the one game that I want to do a Let's Play for, it's going to take up a lot of memory. It's going to take up a lot of memory. It's going to have, I mean, I don't know if I might need a better processor too. And I am just literally screwing this up so bad right now. I I keep talking and not paying attention to what I am actually doing in the game. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm actually gonna get us into orbit real quick, just so I can stop screwing up my launch. Oh, jeez. I want to use this engine to get us into orbit around the moon. Hopefully, if I didn't waste all the fuel in it because I wasn't paying attention. Let's get our periaps up to par here. Perfect. 150, 130. That's definitely doable. Let's see how much fuel we have left. Probably enough for a Munar encounter, but I'm not positive. But anyways, I did pick up another game, and I'm thinking about using it for a Let's Play. But I'm not going to let you guys know what it is. I'll let you know whenever I see whether or not I can actually do a Let's Play with it, because it might end up taking a lot of my, or it might end up kicking my computer's ass. So we shall see. That's pretty good. Grasslands. Let's do a mystery goo. No, no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna keep all the data that we get because we do not have enough power to transmit any data. We still need to get batteries, and we still need solar panels really bad. So those are my next in line to gather are solar panels and batteries. Now let's see if we can get a Munar encounter here. Oh. Now let's see if we can probably get a free return, but I don't know if I really want a free return. I kind of just want to I want to get into orbit around the moon. Let's see, what's the burn? 33 seconds? That's not bad at all. It might change, but as of right now, that is not a bad amount of burn. Granted, we are 175 kilometers away from the surface of the moon, but we can adjust that. That's not that big of a deal. We have to get pretty close to the surface to get EVA reports above certain nodes, or biomes rather, above the surface of the moon. So let's see. We'll get our Munar encounter, and then we'll adjust accordingly, because we are only getting into orbit. We are not landing on the moon today because I just do not trust the amount of fuel that I have on this thing right now. I just have a feeling that it's not going to be enough. So we're going to start our Munar encounter burn and hopefully get into orbit around the moon without running out of fuel. Don't mind this little thing up here because we're not using it, and I don't have an add-on to actually get the parts in the skill tree. So that Kethane is completely useless. I just basically don't want to uninstall and reinstall mods for certain, series. So screw that. Let's get rid of that and finish our burnout, hopefully, and get a pretty decent encounter here. But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I made a trailer for my channel, which I think was actually turned out pretty cool. So you should go check it out. It's only like 1:15 long or something like that, but it shows, a couple cool little clips of the Kethane space program and let's see here. Kethane space program and our regular Let's Play. Our vanilla Let's Play, anyways. Let's see if we can bring this down without wasting all of our fuel here. Is that going up or down? Okay, it's going down still. I think... Nope, now it's going up. Okay, so we have to wait until we get out away from Kerbin a little bit more, and then we'll adjust our orbit accordingly. We have lots of fuel. We should have plenty of fuel to actually get into orbit around the moon. Now, hopefully, I won't have to just do a quick swoop around and then come back to Kerbin, because that would be kind of lame. We're gonna actually try to orbit the moon like twice or 3 times or so, and see how far we get from that. Let's see. High above Kerbin. High above Kerbin. Yes. Values 8. Keep that data aboard. What about this guy? 10. I have a feeling that we're gonna get a lot more. We're gonna get way more science if we just do it around the moon. So let's actually get a node ready here. Let's see if we can adjust our orbit a touch. Now, which one's getting closer? Burn that way. 31. I am okay with that. How much? A 3-second burn. I am perfectly fine with that. All right. So let's fast forward to our node here and see if we can get into orbit around the moon without running out of fuel. That would be a plus. Not running out of fuel is definitely a plus. 3, 2, 1. All right, start our burn. Where are we at here? 40,000. See if we can get a little bit closer. 30. I am perfectly fine with that. Let's get rid of that guy. And now let's just fast forward until we get into our orbit, or into our node around the moon here. Let's fast forward. We're actually going to quick save just in case something goes catastrophically wrong, which I hope it doesn't. But if you guys have watched any of my episodes, sometimes things just go terribly wrong. So what are you going to do? All right, let's get into the other orbit here. Or the other sphere of influence, I guess is what it's called. Yes, that's what it's called. That makes sense. Okay, so let's slow down. Set up actually, no, let's not set up a node yet, because we want to get science. Science. See what we got. 30. We're keeping that. And let's EVA and get an EVA report. Keep that data board. Let's do a crew report. Keep that data, and yeah, we're good there. So now let's set up our maneuver node to get into orbit. Bring that. I want to definitely make that smaller. But like I said, I don't want to land on the surface of the moon. So let's keep that roughly about 30. That's at 31, 74, 37. Whoa. Let's see what's going on here. 31, 37. All right, that's pretty close for our first moon orbit here. Let's see. Set that up there. It's a 36-second burn. And to exit the moon's sphere of influence, it doesn't take much. Actually, it doesn't take much at all to exit the moon's sphere of influence. So we should have more than enough fuel to do a complete, do a couple orbits, and then get out of the moon's sphere of influence and back to Kerbin. Should have more than enough fuel. Should. Now whether we actually do, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'm just guesstimating and say that we will have enough fuel. But like I said, there always seems to be something that goes wrong with these episodes for some reason. But it is a new week, and it's a new episode, so we might have left the bad mojo behind us on the last episode, considering that went so absurdly wrong. Oh, jeez. Just reliving the horror in my head of the last episode. Alright, let's see. How close can we get? Where are we at? 26, 37. That is doable. We will adjust it accordingly. But since we are over the moon right now, pretty close anyways, where we should be. Let's do this. Ooh, that's a cool little photo there. Let's take a screenshot of that. Boop. Alright. Alright, let's do an EVA and see where we're at. Are we in the Midlands? Yes, we are. 24 scientific value. take the mystery goo. 30 science. We'll keep that data as well. We can't do another crew report, but we can fast forward to our periaps and then bring our apoaps down to about 25,000 meters as well, just so we can still fast forward, without hating our lives. So let's bring this down. We have to keep it above 25, otherwise we'll be only warping at certain speed, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So, all right. We are in orbit around the moon. Woohoo! We have 3/4 of a tank of fuel, which should be absolutely overkill for the amount of fuel that we need to get back home. So, where are we? Are we still in the Midlands? I think we are. I think we're still in the Midlands. EVA. Ooh, Farside Crater. Keep that data. And let's fast forward. See if we can see another crater that we're going to be hovering over. EVA again. Moon's Midlands. We already have that data, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Alright, so we were at the Farside Crater, and now we need another crater. That looks like a crater to me, kind of. See if it is. EVA. Farside Crater. Keep data. Nice. We are gaining science, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, these are pretty high. Maybe it'll be Highlands. Maybe. Yes! Awesome! Moon Highlands. We are getting lots of science at this guy. And we're going to pass over that crater too. So let's get that fast forward motion going here. Go over this crater and see if we can get another EVA report that's different. That's pretty good English on my part. There we go. All right, so we have at least 100 science on our craft or space shuttle right now. So we might actually do, and we have lots of fuel. So let's see if we can adjust our trajectory. It's 11-second burn, so that's definitely doable. Try to get over this crater down here and get another EVA report that will differ and gain as much science as we possibly can. We could probably even get into orbit around the poles, but I'm not sure if I want to push my luck. Because we've all seen, again, what happens when I push my luck. Alright, sweet. So we are going to go pass over this crater and get another EVA report. See where we're at here. EVA and EVA report. Moon's East Crater. Keep data. Awesome. Are we gonna pass over? What is that? It looks like another crater that's significantly larger than any other, and it's got like a little thing going on in it too. So let's see if we can actually get something different right here. So EVA, and where is Jebediah? Twin craters. Awesome. Apparently, the moon has more biomes than Kerbal, actually. So if you guys have enough fuel on your shuttle to adjust your orbits, accordingly, you should check and see if you can swing over as many different biomes as you can and get as much science just for orbiting the moon, which is exactly what we're doing right now. High over the moon. Keep data. Damn. All right. So we are good as far as I can tell. I don't really want to waste any more fuel. I don't really trust. What's that? Was that a different one? Did we go over that one yet? I think we did, but we're going to check anyways. Because I'm not sure if we did actually get an EVA report from over this crater. So we shall just make sure that we are not missing out on any kind of science. Farside Crater. I'm pretty sure we already have that one. So, let's see how much fuel we have. A little over half a tank. I really want to get into a pole orbit, but we might save that for the next excursion to the moon. We got this crater, we got that crater. And by the way, we're going to make many missions to the moon, landing missions to the moon, because I want to land in all these different craters. and I want to land in the highlands, the midlands, and then if there's any other ones too, and I want to land on the poles. I want to explore the moon as much as I possibly can to get as much science from it as I possibly can, because it'll just do us a huge favor in the long run and make further missions even better. Probably what we'll end up doing is doing a unmanned landing probe and like be able to send like we can probably send a couple of them out at once, as long as we have the what's the word I'm looking for, the parts from this excursion. If we can get the parts, I'm going to try to build a spacecraft with like 4 different probes, landing probes on them, and detach them as we're in orbit around the moon, and then land them in different craters and get different readings from those craters. So that's the plan. Now, whether or not that actually goes through is a completely different story. So we'll see. We'll see. It shouldn't be too difficult. So actually, what we're gonna do now is get back home. So let's put maneuver node down and see how close we can get into orbit around Kerbin. Let's go this way. Okay, how far away are we? We got some time. Oh, don't want to do that. We want to bring it down to about 30,000 meters above the surface so we can slowly lose all of our speed in the atmosphere of Kerbin. So there is our return trajectory. It's a little off and a little wonky, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. As long as we can get back home, I am perfectly happy with it. So our burn is in 4 minutes, so let's fast forward. Because not to mention that we don't want to run out of electric charge, because we do not have solar panels and this little engine that I have on this shuttle does not recharge your electric battery in your shuttle. So we're going to take our burn and try to get back home, which we shouldn't have any trouble doing because we have more than enough fuel. And I'm actually going to use a lot of that fuel probably to slow us down so we can land in water, preferably. Let's see where we're at here. 211. Let's point on that. And right about there. Oh, that's a little too much. Let's go back. We'll extend it up to like 33 or 38. No, that's not what I want. These little tiny burns make so much of a difference at this point. It's awesome. 37, 35, 33. Sweet, that's perfect. It's exactly where I want to be. All right, so let's just fast forward and get into our trajectory to go home. That was a pretty successful mission, guys, I must say. And it actually went a lot better than I thought it might. So there is that. Let's just wait for us to get into the sphere of influence of Kerbin and have it pull us back down into its loving embrace. Oh, the loving embrace of Kerbin that has failed us so many times before. All right, where are we at? 33,000 still. Awesome. We are way high above Kerbin, so we might actually just see if we can get another EVA report. I doubt it, but we can try. Keep. Damn. I was hoping it was going to be different. Oh well. All right, let's fast forward and get back home. All right. We are slowly gonna enter back into the atmosphere of Kerbin. Woohoo! I think that's where the space center is, actually, because I know that there's little islands off of it. Oh, it's right there. I think that's the space center right there. So we almost came in to land on the space center. We actually probably could, if we really wanted to. We could probably set up an orbit so that we actually so we actually land on the space center. But I just want to get on the surface of Kerbin safely, and hopefully we don't skip out of the atmosphere of Kerbin. I hope that we came low enough that it'll actually bring us down. If not, we still have a half a tank of fuel that we can use to slow our orbit even more, because we are coming in really hot right now. We are coming in at 3.2 kilometers a second, which is really fast. I was also thinking about adding a mod for our regular Let's Play. I don't really want to, so I might end up just adding it to our Kethane series. I wanted to add deadly reentry because I think it would be really cool to have a deadly reentry mod. Because I mean, if you come into the atmosphere at 3 kilometers a second, you're gonna probably burn up in the atmosphere. I don't really know honestly, and I think it would be cool to have deadly reentry to kind of find out how fast we can and cannot come into the atmosphere. So we actually have to make it, a little more realistic. So it's a little harder for us to actually re-enter the atmosphere. And you actually get, and with dead re-entry, you get heat shields that you can add onto your shuttle. So whenever you do come back in, it disperses, the heat shield disperses to actually absorb a lot of the heat from the atmosphere from you burning off your speed coming in. And I think we might be okay. I think it'll actually bring us in. I really hope we don't skip out of the atmosphere, which it kind of looks like we're going to start doing here. If we do, that's fine, because we are killing a lot of our velocity, which we don't want to be coming in at, 3 kilometers a second. That wouldn't be great. Especially if we had the deadly reentry mod on. But we are killing a lot of our speed and killing our altitude above Kerbal right now. Now, whether or not we actually land on this reentry is completely different. I really don't think we are, because we're already starting to go back up, and we're losing the atmospheric reentry effects. So I assume we're skipping over the atmosphere right now. We are still losing altitude of our apoaps, but like I said, I don't think it's going to be enough to actually bring us down. So what we'll do is we'll make another orbit, and then come in for a landing, and hopefully a safe landing actually. And we learned our lesson last time. Do not fast forward. Actually, you know what, guys? I think we might actually be brought down now. We started to come up when we were still going up, but I don't know. Let's see. I'm just fast forwarding to see if we'll actually come down, because we might. No, we're not. We're going up too much. We're starting our apoaps is still losing altitude, but not nearly as fast as it was when we were lower in the atmosphere. But our periaps is about 20,000 meters per right now. So we will definitely be coming down. But I don't want to come down in the nighttime. So what we'll do now is we'll actually burn and try to slow ourselves down and land, preferably not in mountains. Like right, I mean, those are hills right there. I don't know how much or how screwed we're gonna be though. Let's see if we can come straight down on the coast. There we go. Alright, now we're coming straight down, but we're only doing 800 meters per second, which is way better than what we were doing. And we are still fast forwarding, and I'm going to stop doing that now. So we are going to disconnect that and deploy our parachute. So whenever we start hitting the atmosphere, it'll actually deploy and start slowing us down even more. Because right now we're speeding up, which we don't want to be doing. I'm actually kind of worried right now. Alright, you can start slowing us down. Slow us down, please slow us down. Wow, was not expecting that. We are coming in hot, guys. We are coming in very hot. Though we are slowing down nicely, but we are still coming in very, very fast. And we are slightly above the surface. We might actually be landing right on the coast. I hope we do not have our parachute rip off. I really hope our parachute does not rip off. As long as it gets below 100 meters per second, before the 500 meter mark, we'll be fine. I hope. I probably should have thought that one through. But I didn't want to land at nighttime. Cool. Alright. Let's see here. We are slowing down nicely. Hopefully our parachute does not rip off. Please do not rip off. Get ready to deploy. Deploy. Don't rip off. Don't rip off. Oh, that was nerve-wracking. All right, now let's fast forward and get this puppy in the ocean here, right off the coast. Perfect. So it is easy for our scientists to come retrieve us. We are right on the coast. Granted, we are on the opposite side of the world, but we are still right on the coast. We don't got to take a boat or anything. That's good, right? All right, successful orbit around the moon. All right, that's awesome. I might get out and take. Nah, screw it. I'm not going to take a surface sample. We got a lot of science. Let's recover the vessel and see how much science we actually got. Woo! That made me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. My heart's still beating a little hard because I thought I might have just screwed us right there and just scrubbed that entire mission. 292.6 science earned on this mission. That is awesome. So we are sitting at a comfortable 345 science. So let's get our solar panels and some batteries. Can we research this? No. Let's research this 45 and then research this guy. So now we have solar panels and we still have 200 science to spend. That is awesome. All right, let's see here. Those are more solar panels with a bigger battery. There's some scientific value there. A thermometer, different decouplers. I guess we could let's research some more engines. I have a feeling that if we research a few more engines, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable. We don't need the advanced SAS yet, though. That probe piece could be useful. Let's research this and see where it takes us. Fuel, different fuel, RCS. We have fuel lines. 90 science, so we can research. We could research one of these and this guy if we use all of our science. So let's research this guy and then see what we got. So some tiny engine, Rockomax 48-7S, which is the smallest engine I think you can have. Yes, engine max power is 30, so that's not much. 120 science left. So we can research one of these. Ladder, SAS, different decouplers. Well, I'm gonna research this. Yeah, I'm gonna research this so we get RCS and fuel lines so we can set up staging rockets. So let's research that. All right, and I think the next research that we're going to get is probably this guy, which is a bigger battery and the rest of the actual tucked away solar panels, so the nicer solar panels, anyways. I'm pretty sure we already have landing legs. Maybe? Do we not have landing legs yet? No, we have landing legs. Well, it's positive we do. Yeah, we have landing legs. We landed on the Arctic at the North Pole, so we obviously have landing legs. Cool. So, next episode, what we'll probably end up doing is maybe landing on the surface of the moon for the first time. Hopefully, anyways. I really hope we can. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to go for landing on the moon next episode. So, thanks, guys, for watching this episode. I know it was kind of a quick episode, I think, anyways. At least I believe it. It felt pretty quick. So, thanks, guys, for watching this episode. Hit that like button if you enjoyed what you saw. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.